Good evening. Welcome to They Think It's All O-VAR, your weekly podcast of football. Doesn't take it seriously, and tonight we're going to have many technical difficulty. So bear with us, please. My internet is being an absolute goose. Anyway, how are we doing, gentlemen?
Fully prepared.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. Of course.
Ready to go.
Apart from you sound like you was on that Explorer went to see the Titanic.
Fuck them, the billionaires. Who cares? They've been pissing about. Oh, God. It'll be one of them nights, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff to get on with again, considering it's like off season and it's now going on. We're going to have to start with Andy, I think, because new manager and that today.
Yeah, happy with that.
The world.
Yeah, happy with that. Good appointment. Been there, done it. Got the T-shirt. Hopefully, he can turn it around, get rid of the shite, bring his own players in. At least he's got a few weeks to wait of him. Was expected to be announced on about the 4th of August or something. Do you know what I mean? We've had about 10 minutes to get some players in. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. What do you guys reckon? Do you reckon he'll do a job?
For sure.
One of the
He's
best
done it before with Norwich, hasn't he?
Exactly.
Do have one reservation, a problem that I had. I think that Darren Farr going to resurrect an impression. Is it Darren Farley?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Sky who does all the impressions.
Yeah. He's going to resurrect his Barker impression, which
I like the appointment though. I think it's a good one. Like I say, you couldn't really wish for. You want a manager who's done it, don't you? So Farker's got a good reputation. I think Leach fans would be very happy with that.
It was interesting in what he said in his. If you see his first interview, he was on about talking about Norwich, and he said, with Norwich, he thinks they wasn't set out to be a Premier League club, and he said he feels it's different here, that they've got the tools to be a Premier League club. So I think he's basically saying when I was at Norwich, they didn't back me and there was shit basically, and that's basically what I think he was saying.
Yeah. Leeds obviously it's different. There's levels, isn't there? Leeds are definitely on a different thing to Norwich, but there's some good forwards at that club. So I do think you should challenge. It's hard because Villa had the expectation of going straight up as well, and we bottled it. We weren't ready at all. We signed some good players, but it just didn't click in time because we had so many players that took us down that were dreadful that we just had to get out, and we still had half and half kind of squad where half didn't care. They were happy to get a paycheck. The other half were up for it, but just weren't quite used to what the championship was going to be like. So I'm hoping you can come straight back up. But it is. I know you've been quite reserved about your expectations and said maybe 2 years or so. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, originally it was supposed to be a 1-year contract, but he signed a 4-year contract. So I think if he can get us somewhere close next season or even challenge next season, then build on the season after. Like, again, it all depends on who we're going to keep and who we're going to get rid of. So I'll see what the squad's like when the season starts before I get my hopes up. But yeah, I'm pleased with the appointment considering the people we was linked with. So he's probably the best of the ones we was linked with. So I'm quite happy with it. Yeah,
for sure. And I think he could stay beyond. If he went up, he could stay in the Premier League as well. Some appointments, are just to get you promoted, and then they're going to get moved on for someone more attractive. But Fark could stay. I think legitimately he could be a man. If it all goes well there's no reason why he couldn't stick around for longer.
Yeah, actually, he's obviously had that shot in the league before, and it didn't work out with Kev here. One of the most yo-yo clubs ever. He's had that taste now. He's got that Premier League experience. He knows what it takes, and obviously that Leeds have got. I've been to the last 4 years. I've been amazed if any manager lasts 4 years.
In the modern day, it's rare. It is rare.
But I think it's a good shout. Are we keeping your?
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, definitely heard all of that, Ash. Definitely heard all of that. That's
I'm going to assume you're coming to me then, but I didn't hear a single word you said.
Yeah, I was. I'll tell you what, you talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to try and sort this technical mishap out.
Unfortunately, we need someone to talk about. We don't know what's going on.
So what do you think of Fark then, Liam? My Geordie accent is not very good, yeah. I can't do a good accent.
He took Norwich up, didn't he? But it's whether or not he can... there's just a lot of pressure on Leeds, whereas at Norwich it wasn't. Well, it's not as big as the club. It's not even close. And I think, like, well, Andy will tell me, if they don't go straight up, will the fans go on his back, or are they going to give him that support?
I think if we start playing decent football, which we haven't done for 2 seasons, then I think he'll be backed, because all the players want, all the fans want to see. I mean, if we was in League Two, it'd be the same. We just want to see a team who actually give a shit and put up some fight. And if we see some decent football and some players in there who actually want to play for the club and give a good account of themselves, then I think he'll be all right. I don't think they'll get on his back and stuff if we're down the bottom or whatever. Because, like I said before, this season I think is just about getting the squad built up and stuff again. Up until, say, January at the very least, anyway. But yeah, I know what you're saying, because there is that expectation there. It's also a total different level to Norwich, but like I said in the group chat, whether he can meet expectations. But I think they will give him a fair crack. I mean, Jesse Marsh was there for God knows how long, and I know we was getting on his back, but God, how long did he get? He should have gone half an hour after he arrived, to be fair. But yeah.
So it's the manner of it, isn't it? It's the manner of how you play, the manner of the performances, and if the squad looks like it's taking shape, I guess. Because with teams that get promoted and get relegated, they're almost in a better position to go back up because they've already got the same squad that took them up. Whereas Leeds have had a few years in the Premier League, but your relegation has come because you sold players that you haven't replaced. So your squad is kind of weakened and it's a bit disjointed and it's not quite even. So you don't really know how that's going to merge with the Championship yet. So until you can sort of name an 11 that is your week in, week out, that's when you're going to know you're going to be a challenger. But I guess there's a lot of players you want out, isn't there? So there could be a big turnover still.
Well, that's been the problem as well. We've never had all last season, we didn't have the same back four for 2 games running. It was just chop and change all the time. Nobody knew who the best team was. So he's back. That's why I've reserved judgment until the season starts and we know until the transfer window closes, so we know who we've actually got, because we're in this position because a lot of players aren't good enough. And some of the players are being rumoured to be going who we want to keep, and half the ones we want to keep are on about going. So it depends who we're going to keep. Like, there's a lot of players there we don't want anymore. But what annoys me is a lot of them are going out on loan for the season. So it's like, we'll go out on loan and we'll come back when you're back in the Premiership because we're too good for that. But yet you're the reason we've got relegated anyway.
Yeah, we did the same. We did it with Traore. We loaned him out because he wasn't good enough for us. Then it was like, well, we need a wide man. Oh, let's bring him back. So he still had to play. But you've got a bit of money, haven't you? Because you're owned by the 49ers, the guy who owns the 49ers, right?
Yeah, as soon as that goes through, apparently, like I said before, apparently we've got around 100 million to spend. So if we can recoup some decent money for player sales, and then that goes into building a squad, I can think we should be able to build a decent Championship squad of 100 million. So, and
that's
the foundation,
how much Burnley is spending.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, and the foundations there with some decent players with the youth and that as well. So, yeah, it's although we've gone down.
Join Leeds, aren't they? You're an attractive club. Still a big club.
You think so? You'd think so. Especially like I was talking to Ash before we come on with rumoured for Darlow. So, if he's going to come and Mellier's going, then Darlow's going to be number one if we sign him. So you'd think
that's a good replacement.
Yeah. So hopefully, if we move on in that manner, we should be all right.
I think so.
Go away for 2 minutes and I come back and he's talking about hand egg. What's going on? Chaps holding down the fort there. I'm impressed.
Yeah. You sound good, Ash.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Technical difficulty. What was that? Yeah. Right. Wasn't just Daniel Farke, was it? Uncle Roy signing on for a year.
Risky.
Not happy, are you, Crippy?
Risky. You know how it's going to end. It's going to end in disgrace. He'll get sacked in Christmas. Yeah, by Christmas. He'll retire from football. He'll still get props because obviously people do love Roy, but he could leave as a real legitimate, almost like a Palace legend in a way, kind of like, like a minor legend, just because he's been there for a few years in 2 stints. because they're not going to have Zaha, and obviously we know what Palace are like without Zaha. They don't win games without him, and it's I don't like it. I understand why he wants to stay because he loves the club, and I'm sure the players love him to pieces. He's probably a great manager to play under, as he lets players express themselves and whatever. But yeah, I like the kind of fairy tale ending, but he's going to stay.
He's not going to get it, is he?
No, he's not.
Kez brought up a game between Leeds and Villa when Leeds allowed Villa to equalise and all that confusion. Remember that one, lads?
I remember that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely mental.
And when we were there, just on that, we because obviously Villa are a big club, we could sign Championship players so easily, like players like Adoma and co. Whereas other clubs couldn't compete with Villa. The minute we were going for the same player, the player wanted to come to Villa. So I think Leeds are going to have a lot of success with that. Any player that is linked with a few other Championship clubs, Leeds could probably say, no, we'll have him. And then he'll go, yeah, I prefer to go to Leeds. More likely to get promoted with Leeds, more money, bigger club. So I think that's going to be a boost for them as well in transfer market.
Yeah,
for sure. And our good old friend Stevie G, he's got a new job in football management, believe it or not. I mean, he's had to go to Saudi Arabia to get it.
Have you seen the announcement video or the video?
Yeah,
I wish I'd
nearly as bad as Steve McLaren talking Dutch.
Or Joey Barton doing French.
Yeah.
Just add them to the list of embarrassing English people trying to speak foreign languages. This is why we don't, because we can't.
No, but it takes away his credibility as a manager, doesn't it? It's like you're meant to be a young manager who's working his way into, up the ladder, and now you've already done the thing of what old managers do when they've given up. They want to get a paycheck. Yeah. So what club's going to look at him after this now? They don't want to go, oh, he won a title at Saudi Arabia. Who cares? So I get it. I know the money's great, but Gerard's meant to be someone of meant to have some integrity about him, isn't he? Meant to be that guy. He backs himself as a manager, same with Frankie Lampard. But
you think he'd have took a reset though and gone to like a League One or League Two club, wouldn't you, and build up his?
I wish they would.
Bit, really, and then just
suck in the ego a bit and just But they're obsessed with. They think, oh, I was a Premier League footballer, so instant Premier League manager. It's like, no, that's not how it works. You got to earn your stripes, but they never do. You only get there's the few managers that do work their way up, from the football league. But when you're a big name in football, they never do they? Even Rooney managed to get a Championship gig based on his reputation, didn't he? So it's it does frustrate
me. Transfer news. In fact, we're going to start with ranking our transfer window so far for each team. I think Crippy's probably going to be winning.
Oh God, yeah. Well, ours is got to be top. A plus.
Steady on.
Yeah. Because we've signed two players that are good players, but don't even start. Tillemans is. I like Tillemans. I know, he's a bit slow, but I do like him. I think he's a good midfielder. But he doesn't necessarily start for us. He's not kicking Douglas Luiz out of the team. He's not kicking McGinn out of the team or Jacob Ramsey. But he's a really good player. So that's what you want for a European campaign. And then Pau Torres probably will partner Mings, but still having Conte, Diego Carlos, not House and Chambers. But it makes our defence stronger. And, so I'm really happy with that.
Yeah. Just that the Reims manager kicking off in French and English. He's the guy he's not even a registered coach.
Will still.
Time he plays. That's brilliant.
Good manager there. Done a good job there.
He's proven himself. Right, so you're going A plus, Pau Torres and
A.
The other one?
We signed Rico Richards from West Brom, and I asked a West Brom fan today on my football, and I said, "How is he?" And he goes, "Oh, he's not really good. We released him." I was like, "Okay," but clearly we see something in him.
Because I was going to say, I was like, when I read it, I was like, "Yeah, Pau Torres, fair enough." But who the fuck is Rico Richards?
Yeah. I even covered West Brom for a year, and he didn't come up on the radar at all as a young player that was a hot prospect. So I really didn't. I don't think he's going to be a sensation yet. But I don't think it's cost us much, so it's a gamble, isn't it? And maybe an investment.
Yeah, we are. Liam, how's your transfer window going?
So what's better than A plus? What can I give?
It's a star, isn't it?
A star. Never got those in school.
Right. Well, I mean, we're definitely never getting one of them, are we? So, I mean, we've lost Yerry Mina, Tom Davis, Andros Townsend. Coleman's got a new year on his contract. Decore signed another year. Not signed anyone. Yeah. So I think they come back into training next week, maybe. And
but hey, you've been linked with Alan St. Maximin today.
Have we? Not on Everton's Twitter then? No chance. However, we have been linked with some lad that we were looking after last year for Almeria. Apparently we've bid up to 40 million for him, the one I put in the chat before, but don't know where we got all this money from.
Certainly money bags.
I mean, we didn't spend any of the Richarlison or Anthony Gordon money, and Moise Keane's went as well, so there's 100 million on those three alone, but yeah, there's no chance to spend 40 million on a player.
You never know. Like I say, St. Maximin, just before we came on, I got a ping about St. Maximin and Everton, so
that's the West Ham type of signing now. Everton should stay away. West Ham do that all day. They love to sign a player who's probably past his best, but still has the reputation of being a baller. West Ham bloody love it, you know. But yeah, I think Everton are better off staying away from him. I don't mind him, but I just think there's other players out there that are probably more consistent.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
running down the wing at Goodison and I'm doing a couple of step overs, and some fella just goes, "Just fucking whip it in."
100%.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Take on the same person 5 times. Yeah, he loves to take on the same
Newcastle. The fucking fans just want to suck him off. It's just fucking annoying.
That's what all the bandages are.
Yeah, such a fucking cult surrounding him. Boils my piss. Ken Wright can't be that skinned. It doesn't matter about his skin. He's just a fucking tight cunt, isn't he?
And we were going to talk about Everton's finances. That's why I put it on there, because obviously it might be why they can't go crazy, or I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, I'll tell you what. Since it segues so nicely, what's going on with Everton's finances?
I don't know. You tell me, Crippy. What have you read?
Well, no, it's just I looked up. I went to the Everton sources, and obviously they are posting losses each for like last few years. So I don't know if it means they're not going to spend on transfers, or they find a way to allow. You know what I mean? I don't know what the deal is with it, but they have posted losses over the last few years of like, I think it's like 200 mil, and that's come from the club rather than just like a tabloid. So it would suggest that they haven't got anything to spend, but clearly they are still going to sign and be modest about it. But yeah, it was just
they're going to have to. Bottom line,
yeah,
you can't have another season like the last two.
Yeah, we've got to spend something. I mean, we have sold losses, but I don't know what comes into like the new stadium and stuff. But COVID, I mean, obviously it's a load of. I'm not saying COVID's a load of bollocks, but our finances are a load of bollocks when it comes to COVID, because they were saying that we were losing player value and all this and that. I mean, fair enough, because during COVID, Mason Holgate and Ben Godfrey were in contention for the Euros, and since then, well, they can't even get into the Everton team.
Yeah.
I had interference there. I don't know if it was just me or.
No, I heard that.
I heard it as well. I was on mute, so I don't think it was me.
Might be me, so I didn't hear a thing.
And then obviously, there's Gylfi Sigurdsson, we had to release. So there's all
50 mil.
Yeah, exactly. But we had to pay off his contract, and then we had to pay off Rafa Benitez, all of his backroom staff. Obviously, we lost Ancelotti, didn't get any compensation. Who else did we sack? Lampard. So yeah, it's just a mess.
You're probably still paying off those contracts as well. I wonder if Everton will do like the long-term deals like Chelsea did. Obviously, I know they changed the rule; you can't do more than 5 years. But if you sign some sort of younger players on long-term deals, it strengthens your squad and allows you to spend a bit more than you normally would. So it's not a bad.
Definitely, I mean that's what's been talked about for this El Bilal fella from Almeria. That was a long-term deal, but again, until I see it from credible sources, I know this fella's the Belgian lad, but yeah. We'll see what happens. I just can't see. It's just annoying because the financial fair play new implement's been started now. The new financial year, rather, because it started July. Just fucking do something. At least say like, look, this is who we're after. Something. Just communication with the fans.
Yeah.
It's funny how you mentioned that the rule change there. Chelsea still managed to get one fucking 8-year contract in on Friday night, didn't they? Before the rules changed.
Yeah, obviously they claim that they're going to pay it over 5. And so we know that these big clubs circumvent the rules all the time. Man City had that payment, didn't they, where they tried to pretend it was income, but it was basically a payment from the chairman into his own club. So it's like they'll never learn. These teams will never learn.
Well, they'll have to.
Yeah.
If they go down next season, they'll have to play
Yeah.
the championship.
No, we'll never play in championship, mate. Never.
I think that's more the point he's trying to make.
Yeah.
He's going down. But I don't know. A couple of signings.
I do feel for Liam though, because it's like everyone had pushed their luck for 2 years, and it seems that they're still like pilling around, like, that's all right, we'll find players. No, you need to pull your finger out.
No fans are that club at all.
Yeah, fans are livid with the club right now, and they're just like, they're
they're just so fed up now. It's just what it is. Do you know what I mean? And every day, it's just a circus every day, and it's just ridiculous. We're actually having a bit of time off from it. It's weird.
Yeah.
But still, something will happen tomorrow. Now I've said that, or as it's happening now, something's probably broken that Ken Wright's signed a 10-year contract or something.
Because even Villa were exciting in our demise. We obviously were shocking, but we at least signed players. They were awful players, but we tried. We signed Lescott on a free. We signed, Richards as well. And fans were like, well, good experienced players. They want to talk to Man City. It was like, yeah, 10 years ago. But it was at least we had something to get excited about. But yeah, if you're not signing anyone, you're just like, well, we got the same squad that he took us down, man. So how's it going to automatically get better?
Players. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Speaking of transfers for those recently relegated, what's your transfer window looking like? I mean, you've only just got a manager in, haven't you, Andy? So.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on, to be fair. With Tyler Roberts has left, gone to Birmingham for $750,000, which he hadn't been at the club for 2 years anyway. He's been out on loan. One of the young players, Alfie McCalmont's gone to Carlisle on a permanent deal, and that's it. We had nothing really. Loads of people linked to be leaving. Loads of people linked coming in. Well, we're just literally linked with everyone. If there's someone available, we're linked with them at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got nothing going on at the minute. I'm hoping now we've got a manager in, it'll kickstart and the squad can start to take shape. Because I think the main reason why nobody has left yet is because obviously they don't want to just sell people from under facts now. So I presume we're back in tomorrow. First day tomorrow there was in for the medical testing on Monday, and training starts tomorrow. So I assume we'll have assess your squad and take it from there. But I know a lot of them haven't come back yet. Nonto, Somerville, Harrison, they're all still tossing it off, doing whatever they want.
Well, yeah, they were in the under-21s, weren't they? Like Mike Nonto, wasn't he?
Well, Harrison didn't turn up, and then everyone was on. Of course, you see the videos leaked on YouTube and stuff, and people are spotting everyone, and there's so-and-so stood there, there's so-and-so stood there. Everyone was like, where's Harrison? And then on his Instagram at tea time, he went to put a picture up of him going to collect his dog from the kennels. So he's obviously that's more important. That's more important, yeah. So
Pookie at least, is that a link?
No, he's gone to one of the Saudi clubs, isn't he? I think he's another Saudi one.
Yeah. He'd be good. I like him a lot.
He would be a good.
Don't you think he looks like the missing link though?
Oh yeah, he's definitely missing some sort of chromosome.
No comment.
But I would actually take him. To be fair, I think he'd be decent.
Yeah. For Stephen Champions, he'd smash it. He does, yeah.
Always
brilliant.
Got that.
How about Newcastle and Ash?
Slow. He looks about 90. How are we getting on? Nobody's left. Like Darlow's on the verge. St. Maximin's always linked with the move away, but I don't think he's going anywhere. Obviously, we got Tonali in, which is massive. Yankuba Minty as well, an under-18 kid. He looks pretty decent, but he isn't on for the first team next season. So.
Where will Tonali play? Is he a centre mid?
Yeah, centre mid. I thought he was like a defensive centre mid, but he's not really. The more you look at him play, the more he likes to go forward. So,
okay.
So we still need a central defensive midfielder, which could be Catherine Turan, to be fair. Heavily linked with him. But as I was saying, Andy, before we came on, like the more that we're linked with somebody, the less likely it is to happen. Like Tonali came out of nowhere. That deal was practically almost done by the time we heard about it. So I feel like the more that we're linked with players in the media, the less chance there is that there's actually any truth in it, because we tend to do our work in the shadows.
Really the same. We're normally very quick to do deals. It's not often there's been long-term talking about your transfer before it goes through.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, Minty has gone to Feyenoord on loan for a season. Joachim Andersen
what do you need?
Crystal Palace. We need.
What more do you need, then, Ash? Yeah, what do you want?
We need a left back, central defensive midfielder, right-sided central defender.
You can have Dean, yeah.
No thanks.
We already gave you target.
Kept saying the plan with Tonali is to play him and Bruno and Big Joe can rotate and one stays back. Yeah, it's going to be like a fluid system, I think. But I'm not panicking. Like I say, I think our deals tend to come out of nowhere, and there's plenty of time left. So at the minute, I'd rate it a B.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Harry's panicking, is it? Like, I think he's probably okay to go into the season with some players that probably aren't going to stay for Newcastle for another year, but keep them because they're useful. Like I say, a lot of, I'd be, not to have a go at Longstaff, but he's done it right there. But he'd be one person I'd be like trying to upgrade. But how clearly isn't thinking, we have to upgrade him straight away. It's more so, well, if you find the right person, yes. Otherwise, I'll stick with him for another season and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'd say Tonali's more of a replacement for Longstaff than say Bruno in a defensive role so that he can get forward. Yeah. He plays a similar game to Longstaff. He just has a better end product. That's what we need. Because the amount of times I've sworn at Longstaff for not making the right call when he's in the final third, as you can imagine. Kev Pryor got a strong feeling the Cells will go to Luton. It's a good shout. I think we said the week, didn't we, about the Cells? Bottom Premiership, top Championship type player. We need a Longstaff.
Maybe Leeds.
Longstaff for the Europe rules, that's absolutely
true.
And Chiesa has been linked to the tune many times, but again, because
we've been linked with him too.
I don't think he'll.
There's no chance he'll leave. Juventus will let him leave. No chance.
No,
he's a baller.
I like him.
Like, he's just different.
I like him.
He's just so good. But again,
said that, they didn't think Tonali leave Milan.
Yeah.
That's the thing, Newcastle have got some pull.
Milan, they're in the mud, aren't they, with the finances? So same with Juventus. So I mean, you can go for them.
But not as bad as Sevilla, apparently, who put their entire.
I was about to say, that's why that's how we got Torres. We're picking on him, and obviously Monchi knows the club, doesn't he? So he's like, "Come on, lads, give us him. We'll give you good money for him. Don't be knobheads."
That's just what we said. No chance Tonali would leave Milan, and he did. Right, so early days, and I don't think anyone is truly panicking except Liam, maybe.
That's what it is. The thing is, like, look back over the years, we don't do deals anyway this early on.
No,
you know what I mean. So it's not like, again, I'm not arsed. Like, it comes to the couple of games into the pre-season, we've still not even got anyone. But don't worry, Dele Alli's back. Don't worry.
Oh well,
it was the same with the Moyes, though, wasn't it? With Everton, you always bought late, so you never started the season well. And I remember the media always asked Moyes, like, why do Everton always have a bad start? And I was thinking, well, it's because your transfer deals are done like in August. That's why the season's already begun.
Because keep things up on Everton's website. So 4 years ago today, we signed this player. It's like, well, it's the 4th of July, or 6 years ago, we signed Jagielka on this day however many years ago. But do you know what I mean? It's every once in a blue moon that we do that.
Yeah. Liverpool, Nick Dominic Soboslai, that's one. Good signing for them.
Like him a lot.
Damn good signing for them, especially go along with McAllister. I think they're going to be there or thereabouts again next season, which is fucking annoying to say, especially given the monstrosity we've got coming up in a bit.
They can't talk about Man City spending there, because I think someone put on Twitter they've signed 4 or 5 players for about nearly 300 mil since they sold a player. So it's like, okay, Liverpool, you've now got to shut up about Man City having all these resources, because you are pretty much the second biggest spenders now. And I like the signing.
Anymore.
This is what I mean. That Coutinho money's gone, long gone. All that nonsense and stuff. You just got to admit you've got loads of money, you spend it, and that's why you have success. You got a good manager, you back him. Nothing wrong with that, but that's why you got to admit this now, and admit that you're basically just sort of like a second-tier Man City type, where you want to try and sign the best players you can, build the strongest squad you can, full of depth, and I think they'll compete because of it. Which
is a shame because they put shit like that out.
Garbage.
And just how can you root for a team that does that?
I do like their front line. I hate the photo, but the front line is pretty damn good. It's so very strong.
And the fact that
they've got that Salt Bay, by the way.
It's nice to think they've got Jota and now Slobosai. So my God, Slobosai.
Minecraft creeper for a t-shirt. That one isn't in the upcoming Kit Clash because I missed it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Looks like
another 50 million, wasn't it? 50 million the one.
Don't know if he's going to be thrown straight in the first team now.
Oh, it's coming up, Kev. Don't you worry.
That's fucking horrific. It's another one. What's so bad?
Crimes against humanity. Man City is selling a third-choice goalkeeper for 19 million, and Luka Nemeka for 25 mil. See, this is the problem.
Have your opinion, boys, and I'll come back with the conspiracy theory.
They need to do some investigations on this. That's bollocks. Absolute bollocks.
Like, when your Man City, you've got all these players coming through that they're 100% profit, pretty much, because they come through the youth academy. But how are they getting 19 million and 25 million for them? They've barely kicked.
I mean, for the goalkeeper that was playing in League One last year for Bolton, I mean, he had a decent, stats-wise, it was good. But Nemeka, was he playing in Germany, if I'm right?
Germany, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least he's actually played, a decent level of football. But League One,
that's another one.
And 20 mil.
The thing is, though, with City, they've always negotiated incomings and outgoings really well, haven't they? They've always got players at good prices, and they've always got rid of players for fair prices, apart from the ones that they just let go. But getting Ireland for 50 million.
Buyback clause on them for another 30 million or something like that. That's why
they will have,
price.
Oh yeah, it's like a decent buyback clause.
It's like in the deal when they took Phillips, we took Darko JB the other way, and we still ended up paying 5 million for him. He was like an 18-year-old kid who'd never played anywhere. We still paid 5 million for him as part of the deal. So they're good negotiators, City. They have got good negotiators.
They're about to spend 88 million on a defender.
The Major scored 14 goals in 49 games for Wolfsburg, and he's going to get signed for 25 million euros.
Where's he going?
He's 24 years old. I'm not sure, actually. I can't remember where he's going to. I can quickly look it up while we talk. Just talk to myself, lads.
That's not too bad. He's actually backed up a bit.
Oh, Dortmund.
So, I think because Newcastle were in for him, but there was another one I didn't truly believe.
I just can't understand the goalkeeper one. I mean, he's England under 21's goalkeeper, but it's just, I just feel like it's dodging me. I feel like City gone right. Yeah, here's 20 million. Buy him, but don't worry because Big Vincent Company will give you the money. It's all right.
I don't know how you value that. How do you play in the Football League and cost that much when Dean Henderson's not going to go for that money, is he? Leaving United, it baffles me. And it's Burnley, isn't it? So it's clearly we need to push up our income. We need to have more revenue so we can sign more players. Help us out. I really don't like it at all. The deal is probably stretched over God knows how many years, so it's easier on Burnley to spend it. But there's definitely that's a favour, isn't it? 100% that's a favour.
Yeah, without a doubt. Saying Vinny since Phillips went to Man City and he's hardly played. Rumours say Phillips maybe on loan at Newcastle. Don't see how he would suit Eddie's plans. I don't see Phillips moving. We've said this a couple of times now that especially English players, when they go to Man City, they tend to have a season on the sidelines and then they get thrown in the second season. And
This season will be the teller for Phillips, because if he hardly plays this season again, then he may as well just go, because I know he's picking up trophies, but if you want to play, I know he still gets picked in England side as well, but if you want to play football, you need to leave, don't you? Because what did he play last year? Probably about a game out of the full season in minute wise.
Yeah, it was
200 minutes in the Premier League. Awful.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Awful. But you look at it,
he still won 3 trophies.
Pep lets players go if they request it. Like with Cancelo, he's like, I want to leave for a bit. He's like, okay, fine. I'm not going to fight you over this. So if Calvin Phillips wants to go, I think City will let him go. But Pep will keep him if he thinks he's useful, which he is. He's obviously the England quota, homegrown kind of thing. He works hard. He's a bloody good player. That's the other thing. It's like he gets so much stick for not playing, but when he has played, he's been fantastic. He's great for England. No, he was star boy for England, wasn't he, back in 2020 and all that? So hell of a 2021, sorry. So I do feel for him, because like he legitimately is one of the better England midfielders around. When it comes to ball winners, he's up there in the top 3. I don't think is there a better ball winner than him. Rice isn't the same kind of player as he is Phillips, so I think he's probably is up there. So yeah, I hopefully there's a role for him, but he knew going into it that it was always going to be tough.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I don't think he's even pushing to leave. I think it's just media.
Agreed. I agree.
But if he does come to Newcastle, there's a spot from there, because we need a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
So,
but like you said, Ash, the players get told that you're not going to settle straight away in this team. You have to work out the style. Grealish was told the same thing, and Pep even said even when he was having a bad first season, he's doing well. He's learning and all this kind of stuff. So it's a long-term thing with them then. And also just want to add that Lucas, the Mature guy, he didn't go to Dortmund. That was Felix. So yeah, just need to clarify that before we get in trouble for spreading misinformation.
From the 6 people. Speaking of goalkeepers, as we were before, David De Gea has been royally fucked over by Man United, hasn't he? I mean, was he told on his wedding day or something like that as well? Get the fuck out.
It seems harsh, doesn't it? Like, of all the people that should go from Man United, it's crazy that he gets disrespected the most. I know he has made mistakes last season, sure, and they could do with upgrading him because he can't play with the ball at his feet. But like I say, look at Harry Maguire, man. Come on. Like, there are players in that club that have been poor for a whole season that need to be kicked out quicker than De Gea, but yet he's now been at that club for like 10 years. Now he's like leaving quietly to the back door. It seems so weird.
I mean, technically, he's out of contract, but I don't think he's actually left, has he? They've not said that he's been released, have they?
No, they're still in talks.
But obviously, it's like Zaha. He's not left Palace, but he's in talks with however many clubs.
Yeah.
That's where De Gea will probably go. Probably go to the Saudi club or something.
No, without a doubt.
I think he's got a couple of years. I think he can still. It's tricky because, like, if you do that, you're basically saying, well, that's probably going to be it for my career in Europe, isn't it now? Because by the time I get back, no club's going to want a 35-year-old me, are they? So I still think De Gea's got something to prove. I even saw Jesse Lingard trying to get himself a Saudi move, talking up in the media. I was like, you need to watch yourself, mate. My God.
Kesson De Gea gets undeserved stick top goalkeeper for clean sheets. Yeah, he is still a good keeper.
He is a good keeper,
10th mistake or something.
It's clangers that catch the headlines. So unlucky, mate. What?
This is the unlucky, mate. The unlucky.
Liam. Anthony Gordon's mint.
I mean, he's all right for England, isn't he? That's about it.
Yeah. So,
he's found his level against a bunch of farmers.
He's having a storming competition, though. But I'm expecting big things from him next season. Like, and if not, he can.
I would for 40 million as well.
Oh yeah, true. But no, I don't know if you saw his. You probably didn't actually. His interview at the end of the season with Newcastle was pretty much saying that when he came to the club, he couldn't get over how fit everybody was and how unfit he was by comparison, and that's why
he trained for a week till he couldn't. That's why.
Well, I probably didn't have that.
He was at Ascot for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He was
Ascot for 2 weeks.
Quality. But yeah, now he's getting a full pre-season behind him. I'm expecting him to kick on, and I think we're going to start playing him down the right.
Yeah, cutting inside.
Yeah, which could be interesting.
But his head wasn't in the game, was it? When he joined Newcastle, I don't know how he could have got his head into football because he knew he'd pissed off all the Everton fans. He kind of switched off the last few weeks, months at Everton anyway, so he really wasn't in the right headspace to be playing. He wants to make it. He's clearly a bit of an arrogant player, isn't he? So he wants to give off the impression that he's a baller. So he was trying it at Newcastle, wasn't doing it. And obviously, his fans are going to get on his back because of the money. So it was all just a bad way to start things at Newcastle. But like I say, when you can get settled in the summer, train with all the same players over pre-season, build up his fitness, come into the season hard, of course he's going to be decent.
Yep, and obviously the goal on last game of the season, kick up the arse. Big kick up the arse. There's talk, gentlemen, of a new offside rule. How are you feeling about it? You don't like it?
It looks too open to interpretation though, because it's like I see a picture and there's like a massive gap between two people. It's like onside, and then it was just like his foot was in line with him and it was offside. It was like, wow, that's going to be exploited. That is.
Yeah, Wenger's ruining football. I swear, every idea he comes out with has been bad since he's got that job, like an advisor or whatever. Defenders are going to get killed for this. It makes their job so much harder. It really does.
What is the actual rules? It any part of you's in line.
Yeah, basically any daylight between you, you're onside.
Yeah, you leave a toe end in line with a defender, you're onside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we tried that, didn't we?
Yeah, back in the early 2000s, that was the rule. The daylight rules in the 2000s, I remember.
Yeah.
And they scrapped it because it was just giving too much advantage to the attackers. Because attackers could lean forward, they can lean their whole body forward, keep their toe in line with the defender, and they've already got the push off to beat them. So it's impossible to play an offside trap if that's the rule. So I can't see this working.
Let's just fucking scrap offside altogether. If you're daft enough to leave somebody on the fucking goal line at the other end, you deserve to get scored.
Or just use the technology. Use that
if it's a draw,
isn't it?
If it's a draw at 90 minutes, we're going to have next goal winner.
Yeah, Rich goalie.
Rich goalie, yeah.
America would love that. America would bloody love that.
Oh, they'd be all over that.
Yeah, it's utter bullshit. But now we've come to the fun part. It's Kit Clash time. Let's have a look at some new kits that have been released this week. Starting with that, I love that.
I do. I like that. I like it.
Absolutely love it.
So I'm going to ruin it for you now. If you change that Fulham badge to a United badge, do you reckon that's a good away kit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said something that we'll come on to later on.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. I think we're all in agreement on that. Everton.
There he is, the goal.
Do you know what? I nearly put up the wrong image. I nearly put the one with the NEC sponsor on that you sent through. I only noticed at the last second because it totally works. It fits with that shirt.
That's definitely got an 80s feel with the collars and cuffs on it. It's definitely got a retro feel.
The shiny look.
Yeah,
I like it.
I love the shiny blue. I do love the shiny blue. Blue is my favorite color, and that does look awesome. It's a good kit.
How old are you? Favorite color?
Have Hummel done away with the stripes on the arms now?
Like the chevron things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my only issue with that is obviously we've got the pattern on the collar and the cuffs. If it wasn't on the collar, I think it'd just be like a little bit better.
Yeah, just on the sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kevin liking the Fulham one. And
to be fair, I like both of them so far. Yeah, good kits.
Damn good start to the.
Just need some players for now.
You want to know who's going to be in it, don't you?
I absolutely cannot remember what order I've put these in, so I don't know what's next. Oh, there we go. It's Aston Villa.
Burger King one.
We looked at this last week, didn't we?
Did this one?
Yeah,
I think we did. Talk on the badge.
I slagged off the sponsor. Yeah,
the sponsor. Yeah, so fuck off. Not 100% sure this one's confirmed, but it looks pretty damn real, and I kind of dig it.
Has it changed?
I would say Wolves is always going to be just gold, isn't it?
There's not a lot you can do with that, is it? Gold and black, there's not a lot you can do with it, really. It's like Watford's kits, isn't it? Gold and black, they're just the same.
I like those little touches on the bottom of the shirt there and the half rim around the sleeves.
Yeah. I don't know beef with it. It's just nice enough. Fans should be pleased with that.
Definitely. Their away kit's a beauty, though. I love their away kit. That one.
Yeah.
Absolutely
that looks like a keeper's top to me.
I've got the keeper's top as well because I love the keeper top.
That.
It looks like an international, like a Portugal top or something, though.
It does a bit, yeah. Which probably is the reaon, isn't it? Yeah, they did that last season as well.
I mean, it's all right when they do it, but when we do it, because it's Saudi Arabia, it's fucking hell. Keeper, I love that. Love that.
Yeah, agreed. Crossing should always be goalkeeper. Yeah, I agree.
I couldn't pull it off, but it's takes a brave man to wear pink.
Yeah,
Sam
did that, didn't they?
Yeah, Man United.
Dog shit.
Hate it, but it's not.
It's a sponsor. I don't mind the kit. It's the sponsor. I just hate the sponsor on it.
What even is Team US?
It's too high up. It's too high up on the shirt, I feel, as well.
Yeah, it takes over the shirt, doesn't it? It should be a bit smaller and a bit lower down.
Yeah. And even the Adidas logo as well. I've noticed that all these clubs now, their logos are massive. They're almost trying to get to be the size of the badge. They used to hide in the background. Yeah, they used to be more modest about it. Now they're like, nah, fuck it, we're going to promote ourselves big and bold.
To be fair, Adidas are quite lazy in the kit making. I've found that since we've been with them. They are a bit lazy. They're just generic across 5 or 6 clubs with different colour.
It's always lines, isn't it? It's always lines on the shoulders, lines on the arms, and that's all they go for, isn't it?
It's like that there. If the stripes went all the way down the arms, that'd look loads better.
It's the thing, isn't it, though, with having the sleeve sponsors and all the frigging badges that they wear on the sleeve.
Yeah.
Stifles it a bit.
I said before, I'd happily take the sleeve sponsor and just have nothing on the front. Have the club badge on the front, manufacturer fine, just keep that bit open. But I know they're not going to do that because of the money.
I'm just waiting for when we go full fucking League One or whatever, the other ones where they've got the sponsors on the bottom of the shirt, on the back, and they've got a one across the name. Like, turning into a fucking like an F1 car on legs. The next slide, I do believe, is all 3 Man United kits. We're going to ignore the middle one on the next slide because we've got another slide for it. I mean, your eye goes straight to it. It's so fucking hideous, but the white one, I love it. And that makes me sick.
That green one looks like you just walked in a charity shop and gone to look for some curtains for your nan.
It reminds me of West Brom's old away kit.
But we're talking about the white one.
With that colour?
You can't win anything with that kit. Imagine winning a final in that fucking middle kit. That's garbage. The white kit's all right. Not as big a fan of it as you, though, Ash.
I prefer the white one for the badge. The badge looks good. They're just on the devil.
Yeah,
just the devil.
Yeah.
Very retro sort of look.
Yeah.
Hey, Casemiro's face though. They're fucking hell.
Don't go
that is grass. The Boris Johnson of football shirts, isn't it? It's just putrid.
Yeah, it's not good, that is it? It's horrible.
But you know the thing is, if it was a different colour, I think it'd actually be amazing because I like the stripes. I could imagine that as Juventus type. I don't mind the stripes. It's just the colour I hate with a passion.
It looks like one of those like plastic bags that my nan used to have. Like she just put a load of shit in.
That get all like frayed at the end and you catch your fingers on them when you.
Yeah.
With that straw.
Why's your man got splinters, Nan?
I don't get what's the green and white and red. What's green? What's that got to do with Man United?
Grass, blending with the grass, isn't it? Smart grass.
Yeah, that's why it'll never be worn. like the grey kit that they took off at half time. That one.
Oh yeah.
But imagine losing to a Man United team wearing that kit. That's embarrassing. That kit can't win like a cup final. That's garbage.
I can't win a match.
Absolute god. No, it's so bad.
Fuck. I wonder if there's any Man United fans that like genuinely love it. I bet there's some that like it and some that pretend to like it, but I bet there's none that genuinely love it.
There's some idiots probably already bought it, haven't they? Gone, yeah, look, get on it, boys. Spent 90 quid on a bloody pile of crap.
Yeah.
And then stood outside protesting.
Yeah. With Maguire on the back of it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my eyeball licked by a rabid goat. Slide 10 is missing. Shit.
That's a good one. I like that. Is that Leeds' new one?
Yeah.
Let's know it.
That's Leeds' new one, yeah. Could you see it? That was meant to be Newcastle's away kit, so bear with us a second and I will add it.
No one wants to see it anyway, so it's all good.
There it is. There.
Ooh,
None of you like it, do you?
No,
I've seen
be very
it on
careful
Bruno Guimaraes now, and I kind of like it, to be fair.
It's
that
different.
for me, if the badge was normal black and white, it'd look better.
You think?
Rather than it being green and blended in, yeah.
Or like on a white background and just black and white.
Yeah, do you know, just like your normal badge for the home one, the black and white badge. I think it
about the green stitching around it or whatever.
Yeah, I think it'd just look better if it was just a traditional badge.
Seems to be happening a lot, doesn't it? Especially with away kits, and they tend to blend the badge into the colour of the shirt. It's a strange one.
To be fair though, it's not a bad kit. It's I like it when people just have a mad idea for a kit if it works, but obviously not the Man U one. But yeah, we've done it. Our third kits are just fucking mental sometimes.
You get a bit too mad. I mean,
so that's really your away kit. I'm not keen on that.
Disgusted.
Yeah, I was. I'm sorry, Ash. I'm sorry.
I'm hurt.
I think as I'm biased because the kits I love the most were the all black away kits. Love those. And the all white
Kev's
ones.
pouring bleach in his eyes as we speak.
I think that's for the Man United kit, but I'm not sure. Like,
yeah,
that Man United kit, the Christophe Gaultier of fucking football shirt. He's a cunt. He's a cunt. You thought I wasn't going to mention him.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, yeah, that's outrageous.
Him and it was his son as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, both.
Yeah,
arrested.
Back in the days when he managed Nice, there should be no black and Muslim players. I mean, who the fuck even thinks that, let alone says it?
In France as well. You're really racist in the wrong place, mate. I got some bad news for you. A lot of them there.
A lot of brown people.
Yeah.
The last man was Nigel Pearson that got caught out.
Peter Beardsley. Peter Beardsley got caught out.
Nigel Pearson did it recently, a couple of years ago. That's why he got in the mud, didn't he?
Oh,
just ring a bell. I can't remember
because one of the scouts out of him, didn't know, was involved in it too. You think you're right, Liam? Yeah, one of the scouts. Was it at Leicester?
Yeah.
I saw that scout that everyone liked. Not Walsh, that was the other guy, but there was somebody. Yeah, there was somebody else.
No one liked him.
No. Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm sure he was
in that scout. Yeah, he was worried. They were worried about signing too many African players in one summer. They were like, "Oh, he's lazy or something." I swear that was a conversation they had. I do remember that.
I can't remember exactly who it was. It might not have been Pearson.
Yeah,
but Pearson's done a fair bit of bad shit anyway. So
yeah,
if he gets caught in the crossfire.
We'll think with him anyway, if it won't.
Catching a stray deserves it.
Nobody watches this. We can say what we want. If we ever get successful, I'll come back and delete them all. It's fine.
Burn these tapes on the fire.
We did that one last week, Kev. But
yeah, does look good. I agree.
Today,
black and white stripes.
Black and white stripes. That's the one. Right, you set of bastards. I think we should stop it there before we end up in some kind of cell overnight.
Mason Mount before you go. I don't think did we cover Mason Mount? I think it's been confirmed now. Isn't it?
Yeah, we
put out
did
a farewell message.
No, we didn't. No, did we? We didn't. So yes,
it's been officially confirmed now. Yeah, decent signing, a bit expensive, but all right.
How much?
He'll do it.
60, wasn't it? Was it 60 million?
Could rise to
that.
Yeah.
Liverpool sign that lad for
42, 42, 45. Liam's face. Yeah, I do like Matt. He works hard, but when you spend that money on the midfielder, they're meant to be ballers, aren't they? It's a lot.
I think he will actually do all right there, though. To be fair, I think he'll be do better there than
Well, he's better than McTominay. He's better than Van der Beek, obviously, and so he is. He does improve the squad.
Where's he going to play though? Because they're not going to move Fernandes out of position, and he's not going to take Fernandes' position, is he? It's just, I don't get it.
I think he'll be an auxiliary third midfielder just for energy, just for kind of like with England, he did that, didn't he? Because he won't play an attacking playmaker. He doesn't really score enough, doesn't really assist enough, but he just works hard, keeps the ball quite well, presses the ball quite well. I think he'll just provide some energy in there, waking it up a little bit.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see because, like I said, he's kind of got that overrated tag. So we'll see if he actually is or not, if he gets more chances in the first team. But until then, that is definitely it for now, isn't it? We've got nothing else. we can put everybody out of their misery now and we can go.
Yeah.
Right. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks for getting involved in the comments, the Kevins and whoever the hand egg guy earlier on was. That was weird. Thank you anyway. And if you're watching this later on, please do hit like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. And we will be back next week at 8 o'clock for more. I think it's all over. We'll see you then. Cheers.